A lack of strategy has a clear and more obvious result. It will kill you. Wow, just really think about that for a second. The market out there, it's vicious. It honestly doesn't care about your good intentions, and it certainly doesn't care about how hard you work if you aren't pointed in the right direction. Operating without a strategy is literally a fatal mistake. If you're stepping onto the field of business, you can't just run around hoping to magically score. You need a game plan, right? You need to know exactly how to conquer the competition.
Welcome to this explainer. Today we are doing a comprehensive book summary review of Playing to Win: How Strategy Really Works by A.G. Lafley and Roger Martin. Our big goal today is to take the brilliant insights from this book and hand you an actionable, highly visual playbook. Whether you're stepping into a new management role, trying to lead your peers, or looking to instill a massive goal for an entire company, the framework we're going over is designed to give you exactly what you need to succeed.
To get there, here's the playbook step by step. 1. The purpose of strategy. 2. The 5 strategic questions. 3. Analysis and implementation. 4. A case study on the Olay rebranding. And 5. 3 rules for winning. Let's get to it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The purpose of strategy. Before we can actually build a strategy, we need to understand why it's absolutely essential right out of the gate. Look, strategy isn't just some abstract corporate buzzword. It's a deliberate goal to instill purpose and motivate the people under you and your peers. Actually, scratch that. It's more like the fundamental tool a manager uses to rally the troops. It's your guiding light. It ensures that everyone in your organization, from your direct reports to the peers working right alongside you, knows exactly what you are aiming for and feels completely driven to achieve it together. Section 2. The 5 strategic questions. So how do we actually create this guiding light? Well, this core framework is designed to prompt deep, actionable thinking. Here are the 5 questions. What is your winning aspiration? Where will you play? How will you win? What capabilities must you have? And finally, what systems are required? Now, the authors stress that these aren't just isolated thoughts. They function as a cascade. They are entirely interrelated. They act like a unified engine. If you get down to step 4 and change your answer about your capabilities, you kind of have to shift your answers for everything prior to it. They all flow together. Let's break these down. Starting with the very first one. What is your winning aspiration? The authors highly recommend tackling this one right away. Because the answer to this question, it defines the ultimate purpose of your company. This is the big picture. It's the primary objective that keeps you and every single person at your company motivated to show up and push hard every single day.
Once you've got your aspiration locked in, you ask, where will you play? Now, this encompasses a few really crucial factors. It dictates your geography, like where exactly will you be located. It defines what specific product, segment, and customer segment you're going to target. It also forces you to decide what distribution channels you'll use to reach those customers, and exactly what stages of production your company will actually be involved in. Basically, you are drawing the absolute boundaries of your battlefield.
Next up is how will you win? This is obviously closely related to where you play. So the crucial point is that the book lays out 2 primary, contrasting ways you can actually conquer your chosen space in the market.
And here we go. This brilliantly lays out those 2 strategies. On one side, you have the low-cost strategy. This is where you try to gain market share simply by coming in at the absolute best price, earning customer loyalty through sheer affordability. On the completely opposite side, you've got the best value differentiation strategy. This is where you create the absolute highest quality product, or if you're in the service industry, perform to the absolute best of your ability to create the ultimate value for the consumer. You've got to choose which of these paths will lead you to victory.
Moving on to question 4. What capabilities must you have? Deciding on your capabilities is vital because they're the raw ingredients that create the competitive advantage for your company. And that competitive advantage, that's the exact mechanism that keeps you consistently performing above your rivals. If your capabilities don't firmly align with how you plan to win, your whole strategy will just fall apart.
Finally, question 5. What systems are required? To support your capabilities, you have to have infrastructure, right? The book highlights the critical importance of making sure the systems you build are feasible to execute, distinctive to your specific company, and heavily defensible against competitors who might try to copy your approach.
Section 3. Analysis and implementation. So, once you have your answers, how do you ensure they actually hold up in the real world? The book strongly recommends using Porter's 5 forces analysis, and this brilliantly illustrates how an incredibly effective tool can gauge the strategy you've just built against other competitors in your industry. It basically serves as a reality check to ensure your game plan will actually maximize your success in the real world when you bump up against existing, tough market pressures.
Section 4, Case Study. Olay rebranded. To truly anchor this theory into reality, let's look at Procter Gamble. The authors use P&G to show how these strategies work in practice, specifically looking at the dramatic turnaround of Olay. Early on, the brand was known as Oil of Olay, but it was widely perceived by consumers as kind of an outdated skincare brand. It just didn't have the best ring to it anymore. Procter & Gamble realized they had a serious problem on their hands and urgently needed to create a much better strategy if they wanted their skincare business to survive, let alone thrive.
Now notice exactly how P&G pulled specific levers from our 5-question framework to fix the problem. They completely rebranded Olay by changing where they played and how they won. They chose new, highly specific distribution channels to place their products. They deliberately changed the price point, making it appear as a luxury item. By pulling these exact levers, they successfully influenced the customer perception, elevating Olay into a true best value luxury brand. It was an absolute massive victory for them.
Section 5, 3 Rules for Winning. This section takes everything we've learned so far and distills it into the necessary mindset you absolutely must adopt. The first quote, right from the introduction, says, "Great organizations choose to win rather than to simply play." The title of the book is Playing to Win for a reason. If you're going to put the effort into creating a strategy, do it to win. Don't just step onto the court to participate. As any good coach will tell you, if you're going to do something, commit to doing it to the absolute best of your abilities. Go for gold. The second quote warns us, in strategy, there are no absolute answers or sure things, and nothing lasts forever. You might have the absolute best strategy on day one, but hey, the market is a living, breathing entity. Things are going to happen. This quote highlights the critical need to be flexible, to consistently alter and react with your strategy as conditions inevitably change. You can't just set it and forget it.
And here we are, revisiting the hook from the very beginning of our explainer. A lack of strategy has a clear and more obvious result: it will kill you. This just perfectly sums up the core message of the book. The market can be incredibly vicious. It is a tough arena to play in. Your ultimate survival tool, the only thing keeping your business alive and kicking, is developing and executing the absolute best strategy.
So we've covered the purpose, the 5 cascading questions, how to implement them, and the mindset required to conquer your market. The playbook is right in front of you. So as you look at your own career, your own team, or your own company, I'll leave you with this one final thought. Are you just playing the game, or are you playing to win?